Everybody, Random Black Guy, and today I'm bringing you more news on E3 from the best room I have in the house that gives me the best lighting. Today I'm going to be talking about Sony. I know this video might be just a tad bit late, but yesterday at Sony's big conference, a lot of good things were said, a lot of good things were shown that I thought it would take a little time to kind of read everything, and well, I had a lot of other stuff I had to do. But there is a lot of content that happened at the Sony press conference. And if you're anybody who's really into like a lot of the older games and we're looking for some new games, I felt personally Sony delivered on both. First thing they hit out, The Last Guardian, looks really well, showed a nice good lengthy gameplay of it. It just seemed like a game that everybody, well, especially a lot of my friends, really liked and really are waiting to play that game. Everybody showed a lot of promise and everything. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Probably one of the most exciting things that I saw in the whole thing. Me being a Final Fantasy VII fan, just love the series, and I can't wait to actually play a great remake of it. That's one of the games that I actually want a good remake of, and I know some other people out there will agree with me. Other people will still say it's the most overrated game. Hopefully this remake changes everybody's opinion to be more favorable, because this game really did need a good remake to go with it, especially since it has a lot of other things that could have made the whole experience better. Another game that they're putting out, the Kickstarter game, the Shenmue 3. Honestly, I haven't played the first two, so I really can't jump on the bandwagon of the hype. There is a lot of hype for it. Their 2 million mark has already been passed since the recording of this video. It's already getting more funding and it's completely funded. I believe it only took 9 hours to get the whole thing funded. That's pretty good for most big projects. I think Mining Number 9, I'm not sure how much they started, but I know they got funded real quick. But I know when the conference ended, 200,000 was already funded for the project. So that was pretty good in that just that little time span of maybe an hour 30 minutes that the game was already funded. New IPs that they show, Horizon Zero Dawn looks amazing. For that to be actual gameplay, seeing it on my laptop screen, that looks really good. That got me very excited to see a new game, see a nice female head character, main character. Just and the things that you can do as far as like the hiding and be able to attack a lot of these bigger objects. I do like those adventure games, so this one kind of tickles me a little bit. Dream, I'm not sure if anybody of y'all really like that. Me, I'm kind of not really into that kind of IP, but it does bring a lot of stuff. You just see him showing it, same people who made Little Big Planet. But in Little Big Planet, I did enjoy it. Just, to me, when a game starts going more towards the visual aspect, it's kind of really hard to kind of like it as anything more than you're making your own movie. Won't hate anything on it, but that's what is my opinion on it. Destiny, the Taken DLC. If you're a big Destiny fan, that seems like a really good expansion for you to go play on. The announcer seemed decided, everybody else seemed decided, and it seemed like one of the biggest things I see on Facebook right now, kind of going over. Another new IP, Firewatch. That looked really nice, really simple game. Something that'd be nice to try it on, Saturday night, kind of give us some stuff. Other games I saw, World of Final Fantasy, that looks nice. It looks like somewhat of a Final Fantasy game taking more of their Kingdom Hearts kind of reference, especially how the characters look and maybe it's like some of how the graphics are represented. It's not necessarily more dark and greedy, it's like more fulfilling light kind of feeling. So maybe you could say it's more of like a Disney aspect on Final Fantasy rather than just a mashup of it. But to me, I think it's better to say it looks more Kingdom Heart-ish. No Man's Sky still looks more expansive than ever. A game like that where you just pretty much just dropped anywhere and have as much expansion as you want. Seems like a really fun game. I really want the game to just come out already, so I have more to really say on it, the more to kind of experience on it. I like the idea, but it's one of the things that in the conference that we kind of really knew about. We knew that there was going to be almost a grand scale for this game. So I was glad that they showed me a first person gameplay, but I don't feel like it was enough to really warrant me anything that I would really take back home. Black Ops 3, probably one of the other surprising things that I didn't think PlayStation would show. I was really thinking Microsoft would have had that, and then they have it for every year. But to hear that they're partnering with PlayStation on this, that's the first. That's and, it's really interesting. I'm wondering how that really played out, because that seems like a good, nice stab, since Microsoft was always holding that kind of countdown when it came to anything Call of Duty, and you just didn't hear how to think about it. Interesting ideas. The multiplayer for the Morpheus, that's crazy. I mean, not really too big of a fan of that one, especially because I really do like Microsoft HoloLens, the idea behind that a lot more. But I mean, be able to multiplayer with other VR headsets, sounds good. But it just seems like, I don't really have a lot of friends who are going to be going out to go buy the Morpheus headset. It doesn't seem like something that is going to be a need or something that is going to be this grand want. So, multiplayer headsets, cool, does not really seem interesting in that aspect. But it is something I haven't really heard about, being able to just do multiplayer. Other games that I didn't mention, and other stuff, the Star Wars and Disney Infinity. If you're a big Disney Infinity fan, I feel like PlayStation is kind of winning a lot on the bonus stuff, a lot, the extra character, getting the packs and everything. I feel like, that's really nice, but I don't like it when there's like exclusive for that kind of content. I really feel like that everybody should just have kind of like that same kind of aspect, not just one company, because at the end of the day, that's like more punishing the player rather than rewarding somebody from getting your console. And a game like that, it's like saying, like, if everybody's buying the Amiibos, and we all know the Amiibos work for Nintendo, but what if you had the Amiibos only work for the 3DS, the Amiibos only work for the Wii U? That would suck, because you would have to buy two sets, and as it is now, it's hard to get those stupid things anyway. The PlayStation View, again, another nice concept, another way of Sony's trying to push to a more multimedia aspect. I'm glad it wasn't such a big focus. I'm glad that they say, hey, we have something, we're gonna put it out, try it out, it's cool, thank you, and then he went back to gaming. I like it where they didn't really rely on that kind of information or be so grand about it, like this is the best thing ever. I like their pace on that, because really the whole conference was more about the games, and I felt like that had that enough little bit of information to kind of want you maybe to try it out. Here, we got some good stuff for you when it comes out, be a bro, try it out and stuff. Last bit of information, as well as the last thing that happened, was the gameplay for Uncharted 4. Now, I'm a big Uncharted 4 fan, and one of the reasons why I'm a big fan is because you feel like there's an experience from the start to the end of the game. When you're moving, when you're having a lot of action and stuff, it always seems like you're in a part of something. And when you watch the trailer, it's like, you're driving and stuff, they're still having the conversation, they're still talking to each other, you're doing all these crazy things, and it's just like, there's more humor, more stuff going on rather than just the action. There's so much stuff going at you and that you're trying to wave around and do yourself. And Uncharted has always been like that, and I'm glad that looks like they're going to repeat that too, because that was one of the biggest things why Uncharted 2 was a lot better than the first Uncharted, was that they made that nice transition of how everything was acted. It feels more like you are a part of a movie, but the whole game experience of you're actually doing everything while experiencing all that is really grand, and I'm really looking forward to it. All in all, for the PlayStation conference, I really give it more between that 8.5. Reason why is, there was really a lot of good things. I really saw a lot of new IPs and stuff. I saw a little bit more than what I got from the Microsoft one, and maybe some of the other conferences, which I'll go into later. But the reason why I'm not giving the top, I would still want at least a little bit more of some of these aspects. I wanted, Microsoft dropped the big bomb on the whole backwards compatibility, and that is a big thing. And I think Sony is probably like, look, we already have PlayStation Now, and I think we're just still going to focus on PlayStation Now. I mean, if they want to do that, fine, they need that, or something like that. I feel like, I wish they did say, you know what, if you have the disc, just play it. I feel like Sony could do that if they wanted to, but again, what I said in the Microsoft conference, it would probably have to be like buy a whole new console to be able to do the legacy mode stuff. So I can see that being a little bit more difficult for PlayStation, because they would definitely, especially for some of the PS3 games and some of the older PlayStation games, will have to do a lot of more hardware aspect to get it working. But if they do it again, if they do something like that with the Switch, now I'm gonna be like, well, again, you're just Microsoft and you lied on the aspect. Now, everybody, thank you for tuning in to my video. Thank you for listening to my point of view on how I felt about PlayStation Conference. If anything that I like, if you thought that was good, share the video with all your friends. Comment in the video to let me know how you're thinking about it. What was your aspects, or how did you feel about the whole conference too? Like I said, 8.5 out of 10 was pretty much how I give Sony. One of the best ones I saw, and I can't wait for all that content to come out. Alright, everybody, see you next time.